EverTest provides a graphical user interface to call EverTest functions and to interact with the test object and the test case specification. You can open the graphical user interface by double-clicking on the EverTest source or EverTest sync blocks of the test harness. You can dock the EverTest graphical user interface in the MATLAB desktop by clicking on the dock arrow. Please enlarge the EverTest graphical user interface if any of the controls are not visible. EverTest displays only the most frequently used controls if the graphical user interface is smaller than full size. The EverTest graphical user interface can be moved by clicking on and dragging the title bar. EverTest displays its current version together with the path to the test object on the title bar. You can set the path to the test object in the Settings menu. The EverTest toolbar contains the controls for the EverTest configuration, the test specification, and the work product management. From the toolbar, you can access EverTest help where all the features are explained in detail. Here you can create a new test specification file for the existing Simulink EverTest harness. A test specification file with correct interface definitions is created for the selected subsystem. Here you can open the Excel file associated with the EverTest harness in the settings. Save and Commit button is associated with the Git installation. All relevant work products with the Git icon in the EverTest settings are under version control. In the project settings, you can configure the path to the test object, the naming and the location of the generated reports, the used static analysis tool, the path to the imported files, and the path to the export directories for the test and logging data. Please note that all work products with the Git symbol can be automatically managed in a Git repository if you configure and activate Git in the EverTest user settings. In the user settings below, you can see the configuration for the Git version control. In the EverTest user settings, you can configure the order of the icons in the toolbar. You can select to keep the EverTest on top during simulation. You also can control the test process, including saving the model and the test specification after simulation. You can adjust the verbosity level for debugging output and configure further plausibility checks. The layout buttons help managing the intended user layout for convenient interaction with the related test object and the test specification. You can configure the layout of EverTest window, Simulink model, and Excel window on one or multiple monitors. You can define multiple layouts. The test case management features can be accessed from the toolbar or by using the context menu in the Test Cases field. The Update EverTest software button allows updating EverTest without closing MATLAB. No administrator rights are required. The Update License File button allows updating the license file. The Request EverTest Support button generates a computer ID and provides an email link in MATLAB command window, on which you can click to send your license request or report an issue. You can access EverTest support information and documentation using the Help button. The EverTest documentation is integrated into the MATLAB Help browser. The About button displays a dialog which shows basic information about EverTest, the license holder, and the copyright information. The test specification field in the project settings allows selecting the Excel file for the test specification. You can exchange interface settings between model and test specification over the test specification context menu. In the Test Cases field, you can create, rename, and manage the test cases by using the context menu. You can select which test cases to execute via Start button, or just double-click on one of the test cases to run it right away. The Update button synchronizes the test specification with the test harness model. It is needed when the interfaces, including naming and data types, are modified. The information bar instantly displays the simulation status, warnings, and other relevant context information. In the verification and validation area, you can select which verification methods shall be applied to the test object besides dynamic test cases. EverTest supports static model analysis, structural coverage measurement, and boundary values analysis. EverTest triggers the chosen verification methods, collects, renames, and relocates reports based on the predefined configuration settings. In the debug mode, you can activate a step-by-step simulation debugger. You can see the current values in Excel and the signal labels in Simulink. You can jump to the step you want and continue debugging. In the real-time mode, you can slow down the simulation to see how the test object would behave in real time. It is useful for animated simulations and plotting.